What's going on, guys? It's Cimo, and today we're here with someone very, very special, Vegas local, Mr. Tamir Brown. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good, thank you.
So, how did you, what were you playing, first of all?
Playing PK Fire.
Not just PK Fire.
Excuse me, can you say it again? What were we playing?
PK Fire.
How dare.
60 card
How dare.
PK Fire.
Yeah, 60 card PK Fire.
Okay, so why did you decide to play this deck out of all
Well,
the other decks?
I've been playing BA since they first came out, and I don't know, I just fell in love with the deck, and it's like every time I try a different deck, I always find myself just going back to the BAs. It's the deck I'm comfortable with, and it's able to combat against almost any meta that I've been in, just as long as you change up the main deck. And then Phantom Knights came out, and then it added to the deck even more.
Yeah.
They just constantly kept changing it, and here we are today.
So you got top 8 as well.
Top 8, yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and see this. I think a lot of people are going to be waiting for this.
Right? Alright, so main deck's 3 Ash. And main deck 3 Ghost Ogre. And that's it for the hand traps.
You feel you didn't need any more than that? Especially because you're playing 60 card.
I felt, 60 card, I felt like it was just good with just the 6. I didn't play against any decks that needed like Droll, or maybe Cherries might have been helpful because I did play a few Pendulum decks, so maybe Cherries would be the only addition I would think about even putting.
But it got you there. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we got Phantom Knights. We got 3 Silent Boots. Your Trap Fogblade Searcher.
And how good is Fogblade this deck in your opinion?
I gotta say, Fogblade is probably one of the reasons why I was able to make it to top 8.
Really?
Because I was able to, not only does it negate your opponent's plays, but if you have your Phantom Knights in the graveyard and you, let's say, normal summon Tour Guide or any one card Dante's, then they ogre you or not Cherries you, Effect Veiler you, or any hand trap, and you're stuck with your Tour Guide, then you can banish the Fogblade from the graveyard and bring back a Phantom Knight and still make your Dante.
Sure.
Then we got 2 Ancient Cloak. Just searches the main. This is the boost is the main guy you're gonna be searching off this guy. Then Ragged Gloves. He puts any of them into the graveyard. So if you need a monster or one Phantom Knight monster, or if you need the Fogblade, he'll get either one. Then we main decked 4 Kaijus.
Yep.
This was very helpful against Draco,
Which there was a lot of.
which there was a lot of, and against Pendulum. Normally I usually got rid of their Vortex Dragon because effects are what I want to go through. There are times where I want a spell to go through, but if they have like most of the time it's going to be the Vortex, because he negates pretty much anything. Alright, so we got 3 Galaxy Worm.
Your favorite card.
What is this? Explain the effect for us.
Alright, so Galaxy Worm, because you only got the 1 Tour Guide, this is going to be your, it's like a neutered version of Tour Guide. Not quite as good as Tour Guide, but it's still a 1 card Dante. So you normal summon 1, it's going to special summon another one. But you have to control no monsters to use it. Then we got the 1 Tour Guide.
Was she loyal?
Oh yeah, she was definitely loyal. There were some times I opened up with her and helped you special summon 2 BAs and try to maybe go into Break Sword to pop a problematic card, and then you can go for the Tour Guide. Then we got the Crane.
Another Tour Guide.
Yeah, pretty much another Tour Guide. This one dodges Ash, so
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I put it in there. 1 card Dante to dodge Ash. Then we got 2 Rhino Warrior. If you can open up Rhino Warrior and any BA monster other than Seer and Graph, you can summon a Rhino Warrior. Let's say you have no other BAs in your hand. This and 1 other BA with no BAs in hand can get you Beatrice. So you normal summon the Phoenix Rhino Warrior, and then special summon the other BA monster. You go into Dante, mill 3, and then use Rhino Warrior, send Graph, get Seer, and then you can send Seer and Dante to get the Underclock Taker. Then when you get the Underclock Taker, then Seer and Dante will activate. Seer just target each other. Dante come back, and then discard Seer, go into Beatrice.
Right. Sick. Pretty good.
Fairy Tale Snow, one of the MVPs of the deck. Helps disrupt plays. Since everybody's like a pendulum, you're trying to set up your board to disrupt plays. This is one of my main things that sets up plays, and one of my main targets with Beatrice. A lot of times I'll send this right away before standby, or as soon as standby phase hits, because there were some people are playing kaijus. So if I send this to grave, you still have an interruption.
Also a mono Iwado too.
Yeah, that
That
too.
shuts Beatrice off.
Yeah. All right, BA lineup. We got 3 Scarm, searches your tour guide and all your BAs. Pretty standard. Triple Farfa, helps to disrupt opponent's plays with Beatrice, and during your turn get rid of problematic cards. Double Libic, helps to get your BAs out on board from hand with negating their effects, so if you have a non-BA monster you can still go into Dante. 1 Graph, it's Graph, special summons any BA from the deck.
Because it's at 1.
Yeah, it's at 1. Then the 1 Seer,
Because it's also at 1.
because it's also at 1. Bring back all your BAs from grave, Dante. Barbar. This actually got me game against somebody. I had the mech-quipped with Reiner underneath it, and he only had 1,700 life. He milled Trick Clown. Paid 1,000, and as soon as he paid the 1,000, I activated my mech-quipped to send Rhino, send this for game.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. 1 Rubik. If you get debarriered, he helps you go into Virgil. Calcab bounces back row. That's it for the monster lineup. And then we got spells. We got 3 Desires. Draw power.
Did you ever end up banishing like Seer or Graph with Desires before?
It's happened maybe once or twice, but if you can, I would get rid of. If you can send your one-ofs before activating this card, I would highly recommend that. But if you're in a situation where you can't, then you gotta YOLO it, I guess. Right. Triple Allure of Darkness, more draw power. Because sometimes I run into the problem of like you have 1 BA or 1 Phantom Knight in hand, and you activate this, maybe get rid of. If you draw the Phantom Knight, get rid of the BA, or if you draw the BA, get rid of the Phantom Knight. Double Cyclone, mainly for the 2 top decks. What is it? Draco and Pendulum. Now, tech card, Emergency Teleport.
Haven't seen this in a while.
And what do you bring out with this? Galaxy Orb?
No,
No,
you
sorry.
bring out the Ghost Ogre.
Okay, and then you make what?
So what you do with Emergency Teleport, a lot of times when I normal summoned either my Galaxy Worm or my Tour Guide, and they negated its effect or ashed it or whatever, then you activate this and you can get into Ghost Ogre to level 3, you can still go into Dante.
Pretty sick. It's pretty nice.
Monster Reborn.
Monster Reborn,
Because
yep.
it's Monster Reborn.
Monster card.
Yep. Soul Charge. This actually won me quite a bit of games today. I was able to make Suryuja, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah.
Skull Dread.
Yeah, Skull Dread. Help make my hand a little better. Then we got Grass is Greener. Playing a 60 card deck, gotta play the Grass is Greener.
Right, not grass, not grass though.
And because we're playing 4 Kaijus, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, the deck mills a lot, so even if you mill it, you can still get a Kaiju off of it. Foolish Burial.
1 card BA.
Yeah, 1 card BA. Regeki. And I main decked a Magical Springs. Now,
How many games do you win with this?
3 at least.
With that 1 main deck magical spring.
With just the one. Somehow I drew into it. If I either see you, actually in my feature match, when I opened up a pretty bad hand, but I was still able to make a Suryuja. So I made Suryuja, and I was able to, with the cards that I drew, this was one of them, and then something to make Dante Beatrice. Set this face down. My opponent, this was actually in the feature match, my opponent, he scaled the Cerberus.
And then you just activate
And then I just activated, even though I didn't plus off of it, I activated this. It's a Cerberus was a 4 scale, so he cannot destroy it, and he cannot pendulum summon level 4 monsters.
That's sick.
All right, then we got the traps. Triple Fogblade. You're running Phantom Knights, gotta run the Fogblades. Negates effects, special summons from grave. Any monster it's equipped to cannot attack or be attacked, so it's not only good for
stall card.
offense.
It's a stall card,
Yeah,
right?
it could also be a stall card. So if you're in a situation where you can't really do anything and you need more time, you can activate this and target your own monster, and your opponent cannot attack it.
Right. So triple Flog Blade.
Then main deck's double Typhoon. Because I knew Pendulum and Draco were going to be the biggest matchups, I figured this was going to help if I could not go first and still help even if I did go first. This, even though I didn't win the game against Vince in top 8, it actually did slow him down a lot. So he went set a card, activate field spell, the diagram, and he's like, activate effect, Chain Typhoon, destroy the diagram. Whoa. He was forced to set 2 cards pass, and then I had the evenly matched in hand, but he had the Iron Wall, which kept me from winning.
Oh. Nice.
1 Phoenix Wind Blast.
Just 1?
Just 1. I mean, I tried it at 2, and I found myself starting to, I was drawing something, I don't want to draw more than 1, so I mean, just more defense, and then everything works with being discarded. And then the 1 Skill Drain.
Because it's skill drain.
Because it's skill drain. Yeah.
Acid Golem, right? Like you obviously Acid Golem.
Yeah, I did make Acid Golem while I had this on the field. So 3,000 beater, Draco can't get over it. Pendulum, I don't think can get over it. Unless they have the Venom, or not Venom, the Purple Poison.
Yep.
All right, that's it for the main deck.
Your extra deck.
Extra deck, we had the 1 Borolo Dragon.
Yep.
I want to say I only made this guy once, but he did help me win the game, got rid of the problematic card to my side of the field, and was able to attack for game. Suryuja, this actually helped me win a lot of games in the tournament because if I opened up bad but was still able to make this card, I was able to just redraw the 4, and then actually a good combo to do with this, if you milled the Skarm, I did do this happen a couple times. I would draw the tour guide off of him.
That's so sick.
Oh, that's cool.
And I would just use the tour guide to put back in the deck, and then at the end phase Skarm to search it back.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
1 Decode Talker. I want to say I only made this guy like maybe once or twice, but there were a couple of times where I needed a Link 3, so he was just the best option. And if you need to protect like your back rows from being targeted from like Cyclone or whatever, you can just tribute off your BAs or your Phantom Knights or whatever. Then Underclock Tiger. This guy is probably one of the most made, other than Dante, the most made card in the extra deck. If you have the Rhino with the other BA, just make Beatrice if you don't have another BA in your hand. Pilgrim, got him off the Beatrice. Virgil, sometimes I brought him out off of the Beatrice if like they had something on board that I really needed to get rid of and he couldn't get over it, then you can use him to bounce it back. Dark Rebellion Dragon, I'm playing Phantom Knights with Break Sword. This is the rank 4 target.
For Break Sword, right?
For after Break Sword, ranks them up by 1. Beatrice,
Broken.
Probably the best card in the extra deck if you can summon it. Then if you're playing BAs, you gotta play 3 Dante.
Okay. Has anybody cherried your Dante?
I did not get cherried a single time.
Wow. So like they went up right in your deck, so like you low-key just destroyed them, eh?
Yeah, like a lot of people were not expecting BAs to really do well, so they. I guess that's probably one of the reasons why I was able to do well too, is because nobody's expecting BA or PK Fire. Like maybe a BA variant deck, but not PK Fire.
Right.
Then the 1 Break Sword. 1 Acid Golem. I usually summoned him if I was playing against Draco because they 2950. This is my only out over to attack over. This guy I maybe summoned once the entire tournament. It did win me the game. I usually only summon this guy if you're going for game. Now, this guy I decided to put in for 2 different reasons. One, I was expecting to possibly get cherried. So this is a more defensive card because you can keep target itself to keep it being destroyed for 2 turns. But then second reason, if you've already used up your Beatrice, it allows disruption during your opponent's turn. So sometimes I'll have either a Rhino or a Farfa underneath. You can activate its effect, switch to defense, it can't be destroyed, and then Farfa will, or Rhino will get Farfa into the graveyard to disrupt their play during their turn. And then that was it for the extra deck. Side deck. Only did 1 raw sphere mode.
1. And how many times did you drive, man?
I want to say I drew it twice and only needed to use it once. It was against Pendulum. He set up the board with all their negates and whatnot.
You just dropped it on them.
Just dropped it on them. Special summoned 2 BAs and then went into Dante. I didn't have a 3rd BA, so I just had to sit on the Dante for a little bit. But after getting rid of all their main resources, they weren't able to recover afterwards. 2 more magical springs.
Cause your MVP, huh?
Oh my god, this card is so freaking good.
Yeah.
It is so amazing.
Like I heard when, that you were in a top 8, and then they were like, BA's in top 8. I'm like, how? And they were like, this guy made that magical spring, like pendulums, like it's like an anti-pendulum, like yeah.
Right. So like I said, with the feature match, it just they can't pop their scales.
Right.
If they play the Cerberus, then they're not pendulum summoning that turn unless they play a high scale and they have to waste out their astrographs or whatever. But because the deck, there was actually one game 1. I played against one of our local players, Julius.
Oh yeah.
So he had 2 scales, and he had the spell card. What's it called? The one that searches out all their pendulum guys.
Pendulum Call.
No, not pendulum call. The
Duelist Alliance.
the continuous one.
Star Pendulum.
Star Pendulum. So he had the 2 scales, that and 1 set. I summoned out what's his name? The tuner, and then one other BA monster. He activates whatchamacallit, the D barrier. I chained this, drew 4, discarded 1.
Draw 4, eh?
And then I was able to go into the Virgil and then bounce his problematic card and then attack over everything. And then with the 4 cards that I drew, I was able to set up for my next turn, and it just helped me win that game. The 3rd Cyclone, mainly in case I was going against Pendulum and Draco. Dark Hole, just board wipe. Twin Twister, more background destruction. Triple evenly matched. This would have won me the game in top 8 if he didn't have Imperial Iron Wall.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So you lost an Iron Wall.
I lost top 8 to Iron Wall. I was set. Like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I've already won, but as soon as I activated this, he activated Imperial Iron Wall, and then it just slowed the game down. We actually played game 2 out for a while. Eventually, he got it because my Acid Golem burned me out.
No, that happens.
Like, I just could not get around that Imperial Iron Wall. Then we got the 3D barrier.
Auto win button.
Yeah, if I'm going first and I draw this against Pendulum, usually I'm gonna win.
Yes.
Then strike, same thing against Pendulum or any effect-heavy deck. And then also for Pendulum, 1 card, just get rid of both scales.
All right.
And that's the deck.
Any final shoutouts, Tamir?
I want to give a shout out, let's go Cimoooooooo for doing the spec deck profile, Sam from Team Samurai.
Thank you so much, bro.
Hey,
Thank you.
anytime. Shout out to Brian Marks versus everybody from Vegas. We got Sue, Oscar, Joaquin, Julius, my teammate Tyson. Let's see, who am I? Bryce, Malik, just everybody from the Vegas area.
Yeah.
Shout outs to everybody.
And congrats to you. You just got married.
Just got married too, yeah.
To all the YouTube people. This man's a married man now, so.
Congratulations on
Thank you
coming
so
top
much.
8, man,
Yeah.
and like doing like top 8ing at YCS right now in this meta
Yeah.
is with Building Abyss is very impressive, man. So congratulations to you.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Tamir.